Guys, welcome back from the Corona break.
Yeah.
9 months later, we're back on deck. Mel Lewis here. Mel, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? You work with a lot of corporates, a lot of enterprise businesses. What have you seen, heard? What's the trend? What's happening around the globe?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I think if we would have said that this decade, nearly everyone was going to be working from home, the world's going to be shut down, we're going to be fighting over toilet paper, and that your virtual presence has never mattered more. That's what's happening at the moment.
I actually heard toilet paper to one side. I heard people were fighting over donuts a couple of days ago because we got 0-0 results 2 days in a row. And everyone was like, let's go get some donuts, 0-0. Anyway, digital presence.
Well, your virtual presence has never mattered so much. I mean, up until now, really, we've had Zoom interactions, but I mean, Zoom meetings went from 10 million users to 200 million users in 3 months. So that's saying something. And then a lot of people weren't equipped with the tools of really understanding how do we use the technology, what's the best format, where does that camera need to sit, what needs to be in the background, what not needs to be in the background.
I've got a couple of lawyer friends who were doing their court cases. And so they were dressed up really slick and clean, but then when the camera went off, they're wearing their Ugg boots and shorts and tracky pants, but they're sitting in legitimately high-profile, high cases.
Yep.
And
the whole world has been doing that.
Yep.
And I got often asked, and just recently I did a webinar for CPA Australia, and they said, so is it okay just to get dressed from here upwards? And my answer is no. Was I guilty of it? Absolutely. Gym leggings, suit jacket. However, once I actually started to fully get dressed, the psychology, there is a systematic approach that when we wear
100%.
clothes that make us feel good, they increase us feeling good. We become more powerful. Our language becomes different. Our relationships with ourselves. So I really encourage people to now get out of your pajamas. I think it's time.
Well, we're free now. We're free now.
Well, we're free, but we still need to be cautious. So let's not get excited about things. But I think it's time to get out of your pajamas. I think it's time to actually get dressed and show respect for the other people that are on the camera. And, a few times someone has got up and had to get something from their desk, and literally we're wearing pajama pants. Now, if you can get away with it, that's one thing, but when you're caught out, literally, it's another. So I think it's keep your gym wear. For me, when I wear my exercise gear, I'm in training. I'm in hardcore training, sweating. That's my exercise. That's my time. As soon as I put on my work clothes, I'm usually more structured, more tailored, always comfortable, so there's no excuses. I'm in work mode. And I could definitely see the difference of getting fully dressed, even putting on shoes for me, put on my heels.
Get up, dress up, show up.
Yeah, exactly.
I dig it. For me, less about the dress, because I don't really care for that. More about compartmentalization. So I think what you're ultimately saying is when you dress up and go for it, your mindset is dressing up with you. For me, it's actually like coming here to the office. I put all my work here and physically close. I physically go through the process day in, day out of shutting the door so that when I leave, my shit doesn't come with me. It's closed, and when I get home, I'm dad and husband and dog trainer, yada, yada, yada. But I think what you're saying has a lot of merit, not only for dressing up and kind of dressing to the occasion, if it's a really important, as the example, like I've got a court case on Zoom, not me, but my lawyer friends have got court cases on Zoom. They dress the presence, they conduct themselves professionally. I think on the flip side, the way I take away is you want to sort of like be dressed for work, be dressed for exercise, do your work, and try not to let those kind of swim lanes cross over one another?
Yeah, definitely. But it's a lot more than just the clothing. Totally. So having virtual presence is understanding the non-verbal cues. I mean, it's very different. So the tactics that we would have used when we're when we're near each other are very different than a quadrant screen of all, you know, of all people. So I think for a lot of my clients, we're working on understanding, you know, when people are drifting off, often people look at their phone, they look sideways. I can be guilty of it. I'm really not a fan of these virtual. I really like more personable.
You've been texting me to, hey, when can I come back?
Exactly. But I think you've got to notice when your team or the board or whoever you're presenting to is wavering off, and a great tactic to get them back on is starting to ask them questions, getting them engaged so they realise, hey, I can't just drift off here, I'm going to be on.
And I think it's really important, you know, we hear about, you know, when the bomb went off, metaphorically speaking, of COVID, and everyone was forced to work from home, you know, it became apparent to a lot of people that didn't really think about working from home before. Hey, I can actually work from home maybe 1 to 2, 3 days a week.
It's been amazing.
And maybe come in and come out. Like, I think what's really important is that the professionalism of whether you're physically present or on Zoom, dressing up for the occasion. I know it's not about the dress, but actually getting your mindset into it.
Yes, it's the mindset. And
getting the people engaged in the audience. Here you've got, you know, depth and a whole bunch of things going on. On Zoom, it's very one-dimensional, right? It's
very one-dimensional, especially a lot of people are doing interviews now. You know, how do you build that instant rapport? You know, you don't want to be too much with the hands, but yet you don't want to be too stiff. So it's bringing your authentic self. It's not an easy task for many. And then you've got people who, you know, are now in the unfortunate position where, you know, maybe their industry, be hospitality or travel, instantly taken away from them. They now have to do everything virtually, whereas before they maybe relied previously on their network to get them their jobs. So they're not only vulnerable and feeling down because they've lost the industry they love, but now they have to do things virtually. So it is a new world. It's not going away anytime soon because travel is not going to happen. So people need to get skilled up on what works and what doesn't. The worst one is just the background. And, you know, it's really easy. Just pick a plain white wall. Someone's got a white wall somewhere where you can do a makeshift desk, because I've seen washing baskets.
Yeah.
I've just seen so many funny things. And what it does is it really detracts from the words that you're saying because it's distracting. Likewise, when you wear patterns, you're not making it easy on the eye for someone to do business with you. And when we do business, we really do this part. So that's another thing.
Yep.
Frame your body within that little square. You don't have much to play with, so you've got to make sure you're in it, but not too close and not too far away. So practice makes perfect.
I love it. I'm going to link all of Mel's details below if you want to learn more, if you want to go further, if you want to become an expert in this.
And if you want to come to Creative Cubes, this is my new home, so come say hi.
Mel is based here out of South Melbourne, so all members, please make yourself known if you need that extra help. All right, guys, thank you.